having fun every day. Every day I'm having fun.
Welcome to On the Couch. I'm Tony Travis. In the news, at the opening of the tennis courts, the local county executive announced that players should not touch anyone else's balls. Not on the court or in the locker room. You can kick their balls, but you cannot touch them. Unless you're from the same family, in which case you can touch each other's balls. Finally, she said, to avoid confusion between whose balls are whose, you should put your initials on your balls. It's a great idea. Great idea. I'm going to do it, not now, but I'll be initialing my balls right after the show, immediately after the show. Man with a shoe fetish was arrested in Thailand for stealing 126 pairs of shoes and flip-flops so he could have sex with them. He claims that last year he married a pair of pink sandals, and earlier this year they had a set of sneakers he calls his children. Apparently, first cousin to Imelda Marcos. I'm going to just go on a limb and say that. Some more international news here. An Australian man dreams he won the lottery, only to awake and discover that he indeed did win the Powerball jackpot. Fantastic. Well, that man is with us today. Not really. You see, actually, as it turns out, he had another dream, that he was appearing on the Crocodile Dundee show today. So that's his loss, I would say. In Oklahoma, local doctors spent every last cent he had on gambling. In a desperate attempt to pay his gambling debts and save his practice, he decided to rob a bank. Frustration abounded when the teller couldn't read his note. I mean, that's frustrating, really, because we all know that doctors, they think and they write in Latin. I would imagine, or scribble, or something like that. Please welcome Cassandra Kubinski and Tony Daniels.
Hey.
Thank you both for being with us here on the couch. So, how did you guys get together?
Well, it was the world of voiceover that brought us together. And it was at this point, I guess, 7, maybe 8, actually 8 years ago. And I was a young and fledgling voiceover artist and managed to book a radio commercial for Kohls. And I get into the session and there's Tony, done it a million times. And we just really hit it off on the couch, actually, of the, of the studio. And, we hung out, we chatted, discovered we were both musicians, went in, did the session. I guess since quarantine, I've been now up in my Saratoga house for about 2 months. And, I think that we're trying things the same way everybody is. And, I've been listening to a lot of the panels from various industry groups, Music Biz and MMF and Women in Music, and a lot of different groups are presenting and offering some kind of content to keep us all connected and informed. And it's just every time I tune into one of those, it really reminds me that beyond the cliche and the rhetoric, like we really actually, like no joke, are all discovering what is the new normal together, because there's no right answer. Yeah, and we got together and said, hey, let's give it a shot. Like, I don't co-write a ton, but I just really vibed off of Tony's energy, and I felt like what Tony's kind of aesthetic and what he brings, I'm a piano player, Tony is a guitar player. We come from kind of different timelines in the pop music spectrum. And when we put that together, the very, very, very first song we wrote was actually this song, Everyday Hero.
This song, really sweet, beautiful song. Anything you want to say before we show this?
I think I'll just, as a matter of intro on this song, again, this is the very first song Tony and I ever wrote together. And we didn't expect at the time that we would enter this time period where all of a sudden, you know, the lyrics and the sentiment would be so applicable. It's just something that, you know, we put out to not only the first responders, who I know are getting a lot of love, but just also all of the people, you know, the you and me people hanging out at home, who I think sometimes we're not acknowledging how challenging this can be for, you know, your average person.
So now we're going to show this clip, and it's called Everyday Heroes. Really sweet song, very timely. Let's cut to that.
This one is for the ones who believe in you, even when you're down in doubt. They're the ones that help you out. This one is for the ones who will pull you through when nobody else will stay, even when you're in your own way. Maybe they'll never win a medal or show up on the front page, so let's take a moment to give them the stage. The everyday heroes, the ones that they don't show up on TV, they're just like you and me. Yeah. The everyday heroes who quietly save the day. Yeah, let's celebrate the everyday heroes. Yeah, this is for the ones who know what to say, even though they can't read minds. Always got the best advice. Yeah, they don't get the flags or the big parade. They have to fight in the good fight, standing bravely by your side. They don't have superhuman powers, might not even look that tough, but nothing is stronger than the force of their love. The everyday heroes, the ones that they don't show up on TV, they're just like you and me. Yeah, the everyday heroes who quietly save the day. Yeah, let's celebrate. No, 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 no. Yeah, let's celebrate the everyday heroes. Oh, yeah, the mothers and the fathers, and the brothers and sisters and friends. Yeah, let's give them a moment in the spotlight for making everything right. Where would we be without them?
There's a little country thing going on there, which kind of,
My high school years were spent listening to Deanna Carter and Tim McGraw, and, you know, putting on cutoff jeans and drinking beer in the woods, and, you know, like, so I think that there's like a little bit of a country aspect. I never really considered myself a country artist, but then again, you know what? In pop music today, like, what is anything? Like, country is pop, pop is pop, pop is rap, rap is Latin. Like, it all, I think, I think that global perspective, like how global pop music has gotten, and how influenced by music from around the world. Yeah, so I'm down with it. It's a country song if you think it's a country song.
And I'm from a foreign country. I'm from a foreign country, America's attic, Canada.
You guys have some good country people up there.
We do. We do.
tell us about your musical relationship with Billy Joel, which I heard about.
Yeah, sure.
The great Billy Joel, one of my idols, sincerely.
Truly, I mean, he's so important to so many people. Over the years, I've had the opportunity and pleasure and honor of spending a little bit of time with Billy. And at one point, Billy sent me a song idea and a title and some lyrics that he had going, and I fleshed it out into a full song. So we have that, and then on down the line, of course, after I had started working with Tony, I saw Bill for lunch at somewhere.
Milos.
Oh, right next to your house, Tony, at Milos. We were at Milos, and I just ended up in the Suburban going backstage at Madison Square Garden. And then like I got Tony to come over. It was like this whole party. So anyway, thank you to Bill for letting us crash his backstage scenario.
It's actually really cool. I got lucked out to go with Cassandra, and you know how Bill is. Like, I know he's got a little like, I really like Cassandra thing going on. And
I don't know, not anymore. Now he's got 2 young daughters and a beautiful, gorgeous wife, and you know.
I know him. He would turn around in a second, but
I hope he's not watching this.
No, he was staring at me like, "Who is this dude?" But it all.
Bill, come on in. Come on in. You're gonna love this. Come on.
Face palm.
Here we go.
Hey, you never
Awkward
know.
starfish.
Yeah, you never know.
And he's with several of his former wives. Come on in. All beautiful, by the way. You, Cassandra, and perhaps you, Tony, are you're pretty active in mentoring and giving back. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, I would say I think we're focused on the power of music to connect and to heal. I mean, that's something that's important to me because I look at what I mean, maybe it's a selfishly driven perspective, but like, what is music to me? It's something that can help lift my mood. It can help to reflect the mood that I'm in. It can give me the feeling of being able to persist and pull through. It comforts you when you're down. But beyond that, on a more sonically scientific level, there's all kinds of research and studies and clear vibrational indications that music and just sound in general has really healing properties. And when you think about it, it's not so difficult to get on board with because, hello, like vibrations move through things and we're just like a thing that vibration moves through. So from that perspective, like we often look for ways to utilize our songs to make a difference to causes and communities. We've definitely done that heavily in the autism world with our song Not So Different. And we've done it for pet rescue and adoption with our song You Get Me. Yeah, so there's been kind of like a bunch of different songs that we have actively looked to offer them, and a lot of times that has what we do with that is to contribute the sales, donate performances. I mean, obviously.
Pet rescue.
Who's that?
Taylor.
Hi,
My
Taylor.
co-host.
Oh, so cute.
Taylor, beautiful. And it's funny, during this time, our furry friends have been helping us. I mean, my little guy, Pixel, you kind of miss Annie, don't you, Cassandra?
Yeah, my dog niece.
Yeah.
What's coming up for you guys? New songs? I know you mentioned one or two.
Yeah, so we have a brand new music video that just came out. It's for a song called Welcome to the World, which is off our latest EP, Dreams. And Dreams is fully produced by Tony and co-written by both of us. So Everyday Heroes is on Dreams, as well as You Get Me, the pet rescue song, and this new song, Welcome to the World. And so the video is now out on YouTube. It is a hand-drawn video that's made by a Hudson Valley illustrator friend of ours.
Breath away. It was always a worn out cliche till I met you. Now I wanna cry, I wanna weep, just watching you there as you sleep. We're all so glad you're here.
It's a sweet song. I mean, when you hear it, you'll just be like, it hits all the points, and it just makes you feel good that we have children around us, especially you, Tony. You're like a little boy, sitting there, innocent. I like it.
This is new to me. Hey, Tony, can you give us a couple of voices? Tony is the Mel Blanc of of Canada, right? Do you have a couple of voices that you could throw at us that would be kind of fun?
I was with William Morris in LA one time, and Patrick Stewart walked in. He says, "Hello." And I go, "Have Wesley Crusher meet me in my ready room. Tell him to bring a wet towel." And he's like, "Oh, that's very good." You know, so it's got to do that. And then I got to do Connery for Connery. So that's another one. Like, Sean is one of my favorites, you know, so.
And I just make up voices. Like yesterday I had an audition for a TV show where it's an animated TV show where I would play a bulldog, and it's like a teenager bulldog. Anyway, so I needed to make up this like very encouraging like voice for this dog. And so, you know, it kind of became like this, and she kind of just became like somebody who's, you know, she's kind of a teenager, but she's really excited and she's really encouraging, and she just wants you to know that like you can succeed at anything. So anyway.
Cassandra, tell us, you're an actress. So tell us about some of your early acting adventures.
So I did the very first way I got into being a paid professional entertainer was as Annie, the role of Annie in the show Annie, which many of you know, I'm sure. And this was at the Goodspeed Opera House, which was actually the birthplace of the show. So Annie was developed at Goodspeed in Connecticut and then transferred to Broadway, you know, many, many moons ago. And for their 20th anniversary, I ended up getting cast in the lead role and got my equity card. And from there, I kind of like rolled into, I was just bordering on becoming a teenager. So I was 12, I think, when I booked that role.
How you keeping during this? Is it hard or?
Myself?
Yeah.
These are anxious times, and there's a heck of a lot of people who are worse off than we are. And you think of that all the time. So we're alive. We're kicking. We'll all be back playing, singing, dancing, you know, soon enough. And, you know, we just got to stay well. So you guys stay well. Be good. God bless you. Thank you for being with us here on the couch.
Thanks, Tony.
Hey.
And you too, Cassandra. Okay, and now for my favorite part of the show, Happy Hour on the Couch. We want to thank our sponsor, The Vice. The Vice is for days meant to be dreamt, life to be lived, and work to be enjoyed. Salute. Music is an art form, but interestingly, though, you wouldn't know it from the piece I just played. But music can change our feelings. It's sociable, and it's addicting, like sex. It connects us to others, and it allows us to share common emotions. Best of all, memories. It can make you high, but you can't smoke it. So don't worry. Be happy, have fun, and tip your singer. Tip your singer. I'll tip that singer. I'll tip him again. Tip him every song. There you go. See you next time.
One more time. Was that a take?
Too bad.
I think we'll do that again.
We got that?